They were the faces of a generation, the neon gods of the silver screen. But decades later, the map of Hollywood has changed forever. Today, we're checking in on 50 legends of the 80s to see who is still with us in 2026 and who has sadly left the stage. The fate of number 47 will leave you speechless. Welcome to Golden Age. We're traveling back to the era of big hair and blockbuster heroes. We'll be giving you a lightning round update on 50 icons, revealing their current status and their 2026 reality. Let's begin. Harrison Ford, the man who brought Han Solo and Indiana Jones to life in the 80s. Status? Alive. At 82, he's still headlining blockbusters and showing no signs of slowing down. Patrick Swayze. He was the ultimate 80s heartthrob in Dirty Dancing and Roadhouse. Status? Legacy. We tragically lost this legend in 2009 after a brave battle with pancreatic cancer. Tom Cruise. He felt the need for speed in Top Gun and became a global phenomenon. Status? Alive. Today, he's arguably the last true movie star, still performing his own death-defying stunts. Shelley Duvall, the wide-eyed star of The Shining and Popeye, was an 80s staple. Status? Legacy. After years in seclusion, the world mourned her passing in July 2024. Michael J. Fox. He defined the decade as Marty McFly in Back to the Future. Status? Alive. Despite his public battle with Parkinson's, he remains a powerful voice for a cure and a beloved icon. Bill Paxton. From Aliens to The Terminator, he was the quintessential 80s character star. Status? Legacy. A titan of the industry, he passed away unexpectedly following surgery complications in 2017. Sigourney Weaver. She became an action pioneer in Ellen Ripley in 1986's Aliens. Status? Alive. She continues to dominate the screen, most recently appearing in the Avatar sequels. John Candy, the comedic giant of planes, trains, and automobiles, and Uncle Buck. Status? Legacy. The world became a little less funny when he passed away on set in 1994. Arnold Schwarzenegger. He dominated the 80s as the Terminator and Conan the Barbarian. Status? Alive. The former Governator is still a fitness icon and an elder statesman of action cinema. Carrie Fisher, our Princess Leia and the sharp-witted star of the Blues Brothers. Status? Legacy. Hollywood royalty through and through. We lost Carrie in late 2016, just a day before her mother, Rob Lowe, the blue-eyed bad boy of the Brat Pack in St. Elmo's Fire. Status? Alive. It is a running joke in Hollywood that this man hasn't aged a single day since 1985. Burt Reynolds, the mustachioed king of the early 80s box office with Cannonball Run. Status? Legacy. An undisputed legend of the era, Burt passed away in 2018 at the age of 82. Jamie Lee Curtis, from 80s scream queen to a comedy icon in A Fish Called Wanda. Status? Alive. She is currently enjoying a career peak, having recently added an Oscar to her trophy room. Gene Wilder, the manic, comedic genius behind Stir Crazy and Willy Wonka. Status? Legacy. He spent his final years out of the spotlight before passing away from Alzheimer's in 2016. Molly Ringwald. She was the face of teen angst in Pretty in Pink and 16 Candles. Status? Alive. She has transitioned into sophisticated mother roles and remains a cherished pop culture icon. Terry Garr, the quirky, hilarious star of Tootsie and Mr. Mom. Status? Legacy. After a long and public battle with multiple sclerosis, we lost this comedy treasure in October 2024. Eddie Murphy. He was the biggest comedy star on the planet during the Beverly Hills Cop era. Status? Alive. Murphy is currently making a major backman with new sequels to his classic 80s hits. Rutger Hauer. He gave us the most iconic monologue of the decade in Blade Runner. Status? Legacy. The intense Dutch actor passed away in 2019, leaving behind a massive cinematic legacy. Goldie Hawn, the bubbly queen of 80s comedies like Private Benjamin. Status? alive. She remains one of Hollywood's most positive figures, still happy with longtime partner Kurt Russell, John Ashton. We knew him as the gruff but lovable Detective Taggart in Beverly Hills Cop. Status, legacy. Just as a new generation discovered him, Ashton passed away in September 2024. Sylvester Stallone. Rocky and Rambo defined the 80s action physique. Status, alive. He's still hitting the gym and the box office, proving that age is just a number for a champion. Dabney Coleman, the man we love to hate in 9 to 5 and War Games. Status, legacy. The master of the jerk character passed away in May 2024 at the age of 92. Michelle Pfeiffer. She stunned the world in Scarface and The Witches of Eastwick. Status, alive. She has aged with incredible grace and remains a top-tier working actress in 2026. Kirstie Alley. She burst onto the scene in Star Trek II and became a star in Cheers. Status, legacy. We lost the vibrant and outspoken actress to cancer in late 2022, Winona Ryder, the goth queen of the late 80s in Beetlejuice and Heathers. Status, alive. After a career slump, she is now the face of the massive Stranger Things phenomenon. Ray Liotta. He dominated the end of the decade with Field of Dreams. Status, legacy. Hollywood was shocked when Liotta passed away in his sleep in 2022 while filming on location. Ralph Macchio. He'll be the Karate Kid forever in our hearts. Status, alive. He has successfully revived his most famous role for a whole new generation in the hit series Cobra Kai. Paul Reubens. He brought the colorful world of Pee Wee Herman to the 80s mainstream. Status, legacy. The world said goodbye to the man behind the bow tie in July 2023, Cyndi Lauper, the colorful voice of the 80s with Girls Just Want to Have Fun. Status, alive. She is now a Tony-winning composer and a fierce activist for human rights. Matthew Perry. He became a household name at the tail end of the era. Status, legacy. His passing in late 2023 left millions of fans heartbroken across the globe. Bill Murray, the sardonic king of Ghostbusters and Caddyshack. Status, alive. He's now a living legend who frequently pops up in the most unexpected real-life places. James Sicking, the stern but fair Lieutenant Hunter on Hill Street Blues. Status, legacy. An 80s TV staple, Sicking passed away in July 2024 at the age of 90. Daryl Hannah, the ethereal beauty of Splash and Blade Runner. Status, alive. She has largely traded acting for full-time environmental activism in her later years. Fred Ward, the rugged star of 80s cult classics like Tremors and The Right Stuff. Status, legacy. The versatile character actor passed away in May 2022. Matthew Broderick. He famously took a day off as Ferris Bueller in 1986. Status, alive. He is now a Broadway powerhouse, often starring alongside his wife, Sarah Jessica Parker. Olivia Newton-John, the physical singer and star of the late 70s, early 80s crossover era. Status, legacy. The world mourned the loss of this radiant soul in August 2022. Val Kilmer, the cool it guy from Top Gun and Willow. Status, alive. Though a battle with throat cancer has changed his voice, his spirit remains indomitable. Kelly McGillis, the stunning lead in Top Gun and Witness. Status, alive. She has moved away from the Hollywood machine to live a much quieter, private life. Rick Moranis, the comedy star of Ghostbusters and Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Status, alive. He famously stepped away from fame to raise his children and is now slowly returning to the industry. Mickey Rourke, the smoldering lead of 9.5 Weeks. Status, alive. His journey through boxing and surgery has left him looking very different, but he remains an acting powerhouse. Kim Basinger, the blonde bombshell of 1989's Batman. Status, alive. She continues to work selectively and is known for her intense privacy and devotion to animal rights. Bruce Willis, the action legend who made Die Hard a household name. Status, alive. He is currently living with frontotemporal dementia, supported by his loving family in retirement. Christopher Lloyd, the eccentric Doc Brown from Back to the Future. Status: alive. At 86, he still travels the world meeting fans and occasionally returning to the screen. Gina Davis. She rose to fame in The Fly and Beetlejuice. Status: alive. She is now a leading voice in Hollywood for gender representation and an Olympic-level archer. Julia Roberts. She caught the tail end of the 80s with Steel Magnolias. Status: alive. Decades later, she is still America's sweetheart and a massive global superstar. Jeff Goldblum, the quirky, charming scientist from The Fly. Status: alive. He has become an internet sensation and fashion icon in his 70s. Michael J. Fox. We mentioned him earlier, but his 2025 health update is what truly matters. Despite the physical toll, his resilience is a miracle. Kurt Russell, the rugged Snake Plissken from Escape from New York. Status: alive. He has transitioned into a silver fox era and remains one of Hollywood's coolest actors. Meg Ryan, she ruled the 80s romantic comedy scene. Status: alive. After a long break, she has returned to directing and acting, much to the delight of fans. Michael Keaton, the manic star of 1989's Batman. Status: alive. He is currently having the biggest career resurgence of any 80s star, winning awards and returning to his cape. 50 icons, 50 different paths. Some are still with us, while others live on through their legendary work. Of these 50 legends, who do you think had the most shocking transformation? And who do you miss most? Let me know your top 3 in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more 80s nostalgia.